Drug legalization is a complex and often polarizing topic. At its core, drug legalization means removing criminal penalties for the use, possession, and distribution of certain substances. This shift can transform how society views and manages drug use, moving from a punitive approach to one that emphasizes regulation and public health. To understand this better, let's take a quick look at the historical background of drug laws. In the early 20th century, many drugs were legal and widely used. However, as concerns about addiction and social issues grew, governments began to impose strict regulations. The 1970s saw the rise of the war on drugs, which aimed to eliminate drug use through harsh penalties. Unfortunately, this approach often led to overcrowded prisons and did little to reduce drug-related harm. Now, let's explore some arguments for legalization. One compelling point is personal freedom. Many believe that individuals should have the right to make choices about their own bodies, including whether to use drugs. Additionally, legalizing drugs allows for regulation, ensuring that substances are safe and that users are informed about what they're consuming. This could significantly reduce crime associated with drug trafficking, as it shifts the market from illegal to legal channels. Moreover, there's a growing body of evidence supporting the medical use of certain drugs, like cannabis, which can provide relief for various conditions. On the flip side, there are strong arguments against legalization. One major concern is the risk of addiction. Legal access could lead to increased use, particularly among vulnerable populations. Health costs also come into play. If more people use drugs, society may face higher healthcare expenses related to addiction and its consequences. Additionally, the social harm caused by drug use, such as family breakdowns and increased crime, cannot be overlooked. Looking at global examples, we see a variety of approaches. Countries like Portugal have decriminalized all drugs, focusing on treatment rather than punishment, which has led to lower rates of addiction and drug-related deaths. In contrast, places like the United States have maintained strict laws, resulting in high incarceration rates without significantly curbing drug use. It's essential to separate myths from facts in this debate. A common myth is that legalization will lead to rampant drug use. In reality, studies show that legalization can stabilize or even reduce usage rates when combined with education and support. Another myth is that all drugs are equally harmful. In fact, the risks vary widely between substances. A possible middle ground is decriminalization and harm reduction strategies. This approach focuses on treating drug use as a public health issue rather than a criminal one. It emphasizes education, safe consumption spaces, and access to treatment, aiming to minimize harm while respecting individual choices. Looking ahead, the future of drug policy is likely to evolve. As more countries experiment with different approaches, we may find a balance that prioritizes public health while respecting personal freedoms. The conversation around drug legalization is ongoing, and it's crucial to engage with it thoughtfully and compassionately. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos.